Skull of Dire Ahamkara is the name of the build we are doing today. Of course, it's going to center around Nova Bomb, and our Devour, of course, is very important with Skull of Dire Ahamkara, as it is going to provide us with super energy when we get final blows with our Nova Bomb, as well as bonus energy when we have Devour active. We need ability kills, so let's get into abilities. I have a Vortex Grenade on. It's Void and it just works well. It's the best Void grenade out there and it's so great. Arcane Needle is just really good as well. You get 3 charges and killing with it is pretty easy. It's also a nice way to proc Facet of Dawn from range as well. You don't have to get too close, so you can almost always have Radiant up, jump, whatever you want to use, and I always love Phoenix Dive as well. Now for aspects, you're gonna need Feed the Void. This is the only mandatory aspect. Now for the Lost Sector, you'll see me doing later in this video. Bleak Watcher was very nice. You could run Lightning Surge if you're just doing some more casual things, but Bleak Watcher is very nice for the particular Lost Sector I was doing because it will slow overload champions, and it's just really good for overall crowd control. So I do recommend this for endgame activities. Now for fragments, this is somewhat interchangeable, but to get that Transcendence really fast, as well as to just feed into getting our super back really fast, we have Facet of Grace to work with Bad Juju. Since it is a kinetic weapon, we'll be getting our super back and our Transcendence very quickly. Now it's hard for me to find a mod, or rather a fragment that went well with this, but I do have a demo grenade launcher and I do use my grenade a lot with this build. So having Facet of Mending is just another way to get healing in a build that, you know, you are using Devour, but let's say you don't have it procced yet and you're getting a grenade kill and you need some health. This is a quick way to do that. There might be some other fragments that you like instead of this, so feel free to switch that out. Facet of Sacrifice is just going to give us bonus Darkness Transcendence while we have an Arc Solar or Void buff. We're going to have Devour, we're going to have Radiant, so we're going to be getting plenty of bonus Transcendence energy. And then of course Facet of Dawn is nice to get that extra boost towards your damage, as well as just, you know, having another buff to proc a Facet of Sacrifice. And Facet of Protection is just nice as well when you are surrounded and, you know, you want a little extra resil to help out with that. Now I did say that you don't need demo, but it does help to get your grenade back. You do kind of need Bad Juju for this build, and the reason Bad Juju is so good is because of String of Curses. Your kills are going to refill the mag, you're also going to increase your damage with your kills, and you're also going to get more super energy based on the strength. You can get up to 5 stacks or more of a String of Curses, and listen, you just get your super back ridiculously fast, again, as well as pairing it with Facet of Grace, which is going to give you your Transcendence basically all the time. We also have Velocity Baton here. This is just the king of aerial denial frames, or area denial frames right now. Lost Signal is also good, but I think with demo, just it's so good. And Attrition Orbs, I mean, you're again just gonna have so many orbs laying around to get your armor charges up, to get your super back. It's just a no-brainer. And then Edge Transit to help melt things when you don't have your super up. It helps with champions. And as far as tonics go, I generally don't recommend running a tonic with any build because they don't really help. But if you're doing DPS, this tonic here is really nice just because you can see in the bottom with Concussive Reload, when you're using a grenade launcher to damage a boss, champion, or break combatant shields, it will automatically reload your stowed weapon. So it's basically free Envious Arsenal. I highly recommend it for just about anything you do where you're damaging a boss, whether it be a dungeon or a raid. It's basically a free auto-loading or free Envious Arsenal, like I said. So basically you can damage with Velocity Baton and get your Edge Transit to reload. I mean, this would work if you had, you know, a machine gun on as well, but it's just really nice with Edge Transit because you can essentially have your grenade launcher loaded all the time. Now for armor mods, since we are just making orbs like crazy, Kinetic Siphon is nice to have on to pair with Bad Juju, just because it helps you get your super a little bit faster, making all those orbs, and then Void Siphon as well, because the grenade launcher is just that good. Firepower, because we're going to be getting a lot of grenade kills, and Grenade Kickstart, just to give us a little bit more of a boost to getting our grenade back so we can proc Devour more often. Of course, this will always pertain to whatever activity you're doing, so, you know, just whatever works for you. I like Recuperation. You don't need this. In fact, I would almost do double Innervation because you have so much healing in this build, and you're going to be picking up so many orbs. So these mods do matter. If you're noticing maybe you're not getting your melee back quite as well, you could do an Invigoration and an Innervation, or whatever suits best. But yeah, and then I have Void Weapon Surge on just because it's nice to have a little extra damage to melt things a little bit faster. And then I have Reaper because I'm gonna be using Phoenix Dive here and there, just get some extra orbs, powerful attraction. So when you do use your class ability, you're gonna suck up all those orbs at once. And then a bomber again, because our grenade is very important to this build. There's a lot of ability spam in this build. I enjoy Bad Juju, especially after it got its buff. As far as the explosions go, I love making things go boom. In Destiny, it might cause your game to crash, but that's okay. Let's get into the artifact mods here. I think having Unstop Pulse is a good thing since you're running Bad Juju. You don't need it though. And basically you want all the grenade launcher mods. If you are running a grenade launcher, again, you don't need to run a grenade launcher for this build. It just helps a lot. So any weapon with demo, or any weapon that works into weakening or helping you get Devour, is very nice. And speaking of Devour, you're going to want Frenzied Hunger on. You're going to get a bonus to reloading and handling while you have Devoured on. You're basically going to have it on forever with this build, so it's just free reload stuff, right? And then Curative Orbs is nice as well with this build, especially if you're using a Void weapon and you have a lot of Void shields to pop. Just another way to make more orbs. Power from Pain is really nice as well, especially if you have the boost on. Rapid Final Blows against weakened combatants grants you Devour, so it's just another way to get more super energy back faster, and another way to proc Devour. Again, Concussive Reload I touched on. It's just amazing to have on any loadout, not just this one. And then Void Renewal. While Devour is active, Void Weapon Final Blows have a chance to generate a Void Breach. Void Breaches will generate class ability energy when you pick them up. And this isn't one that isn't necessary either, but if you are running a Power Grenade Launcher, it's another way to stun Unstop champions. As well you damage them, you will eventually get a Shockwave that will stun them, and it also will mess up some combatants nearby. And last but not least, Old Gods, right after picking up a Void Breach, which you will be doing with Void Renewal. Dealing damage with a Void weapon creates a rain of seeking projectiles. So this is just another way to mess up ads, as well as do a little extra damage. You can boost it with the artifact, but I think boosting these perks instead are a little bit better. It's up to you, but that is the artifact as well. So yeah, that's the build. There won't be a dim link for this build simply because I'm trying to, make sure that this video does well, and most people I can imagine won't watch to this point simply because, or if there were a dim link rather, they wouldn't watch this far into the video. So if you did, I really appreciate it. Leave a comment, maybe telling me what your favorite color is, I guess. I don't know, or like your favorite build in Destiny right now. That's probably a better thing to do. But I'm gonna let some more gameplay maybe run of this Lost Sector. But yeah, that's it for this build. Let me know what build you want to see next. I'm thinking of doing some other build videos as opposed to the normal content I do on this channel, which is usually just commentary and thoughts on Destiny, simply just because Destiny isn't doing well right now. So yeah, anyways, that's enough of me. I'll see you in the next one.